Okay, hello everyone. All right, my
Hi
name is
everyone.
hi. I'm Noor Effendi. I'm the head of department for the Architectural Technology Department for Equator College, and I have here with me today is architect Francis Tang. Okay, so he'll be sharing with us something very unique, something that not that many people think about when designing. Okay, it's about the metaphysics of architecture. So maybe architect Francis, you can brief us very shortly before we go ahead with your sharing,
Okay, hi
or you
everyone.
can
My name is
more about
Francis.
yourself as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an honor that I have opportunity invited by Equator College to have this webinar sharing about the metaphysics of architectural design. So as you know that I was graduate from HPP USM in
Oh
2010.
yeah, just
So,
nearby.
yeah, so actually I'm Penang boys also. I grew in Penang. I study in Penang and graduate in USM. So recently, I have an honor to become an architect and start my own firm. So after I established my own firm, which is Tang KS Architect, I think that is a time being that I want to share about this metaphysics of architectural design to the public because I was having an opportunity to meet someone during my study in USM in 2007. So at that moment, I have this opportunity to learn about what is metaphysics, and from that moment, there's a few things happen that create the curiosity within myself to really want to know what is this metaphysics about. So after I spend this more than 10 years time to understand it, there is a lot of things that is proven, especially towards my design and with my clients' feedbacks. They have actually very positive about the outcome. Of course, it will be really depending on the user belief. So I hope that my sharing today it will create awareness among the public and also the designer as well because I believe the designer, especially architecture and interior designer, they are the key person to create a space which the space that they are creating is considered permanent. It will be there for more than 20 years, 30 years, even longer.
So
So
this metaphysics in architecture is something that you actually apply in your design, yeah?
yes, yes.
Ah, okay. Right. So I think we
So
can get with your presentation, maybe. Maybe you can tell us a bit deeper about the whole metaphysics, because to some of our students, this may be like something a bit too much for them. So I think we can go ahead and so that they can have a better idea of what metaphysics is. They're like, some of our students like, oh, physics, or they think about, oh, I have to calculate things, right? So, but it's not that, right?
yeah, I think like in the earlier time, a lot of people when want to study architecture, they also thought that architecture is
Yeah,
like
same thing.
a lot of calculation, a lot of mathematics. But after they have joined the architecture, I think the scenario will be totally different. So
Mhm.
hopefully today sharing, I will give a positive awareness to those are interested to know about what is metaphysics about and how it relates to our architectural design.
Oh, yeah,
So
that would be great.
there's a few slides that I actually willing to share. Maybe Afandi,
Right.
um, I will share the screen now.
Yeah, go ahead. There's no issues at all. Okay. Yeah. Have you shared the screen, Architect Francis?
Okay,
All right. Okay. I think we're seeing the other side of the screen just now. Okay. All right. That's great.
okay. So today our topic, the metaphysics of architectural design. It is organized by Equator College and it's an honor. So basically, I just quick introduce myself. Just like I mentioned just now, I was graduated from USM, and I actually have practiced for this Chinese metaphysics with the design with my with a master. It was when I was meeting him in 2007 until today. So we have this opportunity to go through the journey, and that actually architecture has a very how to say effective when you approach the design include the Chinese metaphysics. So as you can see, the harmony design always keep the balance of the living. This is the code that I always want to impose Chinese metaphysics with architecture design. Basically, what you can see here is all the project since 2010 until today.
Okay.
These are all the projects that I actually proposed to my client, and they have a very positive feedback
So
about
all these projects are using the Chinese metaphysics, right? Like you mentioned earlier.
Yes, we have actually putting a lot of effort to fine tune the setting, how the architecture and the interior itself. This is the interior that we actually involve the Chinese metaphysics. That's a commercial and residential, and they are very having a good business, and they're also having a good life.
So the
Staying.
metaphysics doesn't just apply to residential or commercial. You mean you can use it for any kind of industry, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, I think most of you doesn't know about what is metaphysics about. I
Yeah.
have a quick one to explain. The definition of metaphysics is actually the branch of philosophy that deal with the first principle of things, including the abstract concept such as a being, knowing, identity, time, and space. So from my point of view, what we do, the metaphysics, is something like abstract. It's not like what you actually can really see about it or really touch on it, because but you can feel from time to time. And metaphysics itself is involved a lot of different culture, and different country have different approach. From when you search online, you can see there's a lot of definition about their own style of metaphysics. They got the European, they got the Western, and got the Eastern. So my approach is actually the branch of philosophy of metaphysics that I approach is using Chinese metaphysics. Of course,
Okay. So, oh, sorry. So
you know
just
that I'm
each
Chinese.
Western have their own definition. Chinese have their own definition, is it?
Yes.
Oh,
The
okay.
reason I actually having a great interest on this Chinese metaphysics, because I have a few friends. They have a lot of feedback about this Chinese metaphysics. In our real life, most people, they call it, in the common norms, they call it feng shui. But in the
Okay.
more practical way, especially what we think about in the science, more scientific terms, Chinese metaphysics is further and more effective.
So is it when you say feng shui just now? So is Chinese metaphysics and feng shui the same thing, or are they different things, or are they from the same foundation?
They are from the same foundation.
I see.
So the reason I also have this great curiosity about Chinese metaphysics is because I have seen a lot of people really solve the problem by using Chinese metaphysics methods.
I see.
So, okay, I want to introduce my mentor. So David Xuan, Master David Xuan, he is the person that I met in 2007 until today. We are still keep in touch and sharing the knowledge. So he actually recently, people call him Master of the Elements, and he has won the award, the best geomancy service industry in Penang, 2019.
Oh, he's
So
a Penang guy, is it?
yes, He also a Penangite. I mean, he born in Penang, and he had spent some time in staying in Singapore, and after that come back to Penang. So he is the mentor that guiding me since 2007 until today to teach me what is Chinese metaphysics about.
I see.
So from the knowledge that I learned from Master David Xuan, I at the same time that at that moment I was studying in USM. So there must be some reason why I met him, and how the Chinese metaphysics influenced the architecture and interior design. From that moment, I always think about what it is about, and how can I use it to control, or maybe not control, to utilize it to enhance our design in a better way. So at first, people will think about, why must Chinese metaphysics? What is the purpose and intention? Actually, the purpose is to create a better life, a better living among us, and also a harmony way, because every day since we were born, every one of us really have to stay in the house, which a house, there's a four walls, ceiling, and roof. So there's a space that we are going to stay. Since many years ago, in ancient time, we actually living in the space, and how it affect to us. Are we really know, or we just simply adapt and just let it go? So my intention also is, how can we to adjust our living, for saying that is it my life like that? I believe in the recent case in our this COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of people think about how to survive.
Yes.
If
True.
the economy is like that, if the COVID-19 keep happening, increasing the number, is there anything we can do? So actually our environment, our space telling us we can do something to avoid, and also we can do something to be better. That is the reason I want to bring the awareness to the designer and also to the public, how the Chinese metaphysics can really influence our living.
And make it better.
Yes, because all of us want to live a better life. Next one, what is the role for designer? Since 2007 until today, every day I was keep thinking, am I doing a good design or appropriate design? Because sometimes design is very subjective.
Yeah.
You might think that the design, how beautiful, how nice looking, how ambient the space, how best you are. But sometimes after I spent so many years deal with some of my clients, I always stand at their point of perspective is what they really want to have this space for living and also for their business. Just now, you can see that some of my project is actually including commercial.
Yes,
so
I saw restaurants there just now, and cafes.
Yes. So the moment I design the interior design and some of the architecture as well, my intention is very pure. I simply want you to have a good business and have a very, very, happy income, so that you can sustain and grow. My intention is like that, because I believe every businessman or every entrepreneur, they want to have a very positive income.
Grow, get more income, grow the company.
Yes. So from this intention, the design itself, you can actually do better. At the same time, bring good business to them. Because and if the client only say that they want this design, that design, sometimes it spoil the space. Then after that, they operate their business run down. So I don't want to have this outcome.
Conflict.
Suddenly one day my client say that, oh, he has closed down the business, especially at this pandemic moment. We don't want to have this how to say, this kind of ending.
Yes.
So
I mean,
as a
even without
design-
the pandemic, you wouldn't want that to happen to your clients, yeah?
yes, this is my very pure intention. So for residential, I hope that the people who actually stay in the house, they will have a very warm, happy family, and they have a very good relationship among their family members and also with their partners or their colleagues. Because when you have this good relationship, you will have a very good motivation to do better for your life, to
Yes.
contribute to people. So this is how to say, the fundamental of the motivation to give people a better life. As you can see, what I'm trying to say, the Chinese metaphysics and the architecture, with the architecture and interior design, is actually want to create a lifestyle. So a lifestyle, such as I want to mention, is you want health, you want wealth, and you also have a family, and you also want to have a good friendship or relationship. So these are the four main points I'm trying to focus, and I always call it four pillars. These are
Yes.
all the four pillars that keeping your life going forward.
So as long as we're talking about metaphysics, right? Has there been any friends of yours or other masters? Because in this case, you're explaining to us like you can use Chinese metaphysics in architecture and interior design, right? Are they
Yes,
using Chinese metaphysics for something else, like for running businesses or some other methods?
yes. They have other many things. What I'm
Okay.
trying to say today is maybe around 10% only,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a very wide knowledge. I cannot just tell you everything.
One session,
in
yeah.
Yeah, because it is a very wide knowledge, and I'm trying to focus is to the key point that you will easily to understand for everyone,
Yes. Yes.
and to start to have this awareness so that you know the fundamental is there. Then you have this curiosity, you want to know further, you can explore yourself, or we can share among each other. And because I spent my 13 over years to understand, even until today, I only learn a part of it. Even my master, my mentor, he also cannot say he has learned everything, because we cannot learn everything. We are
Yes.
keep improving. So there's no perfection, but we want a better one. Better keep ourselves improving every day, so that it will bring the joyful to your surrounding. So that's the intention I'm trying to share today lah. Okay, so I start with the environment approach. So
Okay.
normally with Chinese metaphysics, the first thing is, how do you justify your environment? In our study, in our architecture study, normally we do this
Site analysis.
environmental site analysis. So always we do site analysis. We have those data about what is the social impact, the physical impact, the
The
traffic
environment.
impact,
Yeah.
the river, the mountain, the view or the sun orientation. All this information we have, but at the end of the day, eventually, how do you justify the data is useful to you, or you just simply put it aside and you design your own way?
True.
Somehow, from the environment itself, as you can see, for my sketches, I identify 4 layers. The outer layer is the further environment. The further environment may be like a few kilometers away, which you hardly can reach from your side, but it's still there. So
Yeah,
from
like
Chinese
and everything, right? So you can still see it, but it doesn't directly affect the space.
yes, for instance, like in Penang, when you locate in Georgetown, the mountain further away in like Galaxy area,
Yes,
the
you can still.
mountain there it still affect you.
True.
So how does it affect you? What is the impact? Because the nature, it can form a mountain itself. There must be a reason, and the nature, it form a river or there's a water element around you. There must be a reason. So,
Yes.
but how do we know what is the reason? We don't know.
Something bigger than what we are privy to, lah. Yeah.
Yes. Then the second layer nearby, the environment nearby you. For example, like what the arrow show here, the green arrow, the blue arrow, and the orange arrow on the Google map is actually showing the flow. So the flow is actually the activity every day will go through the traffic, the water flow, even something like in the social flow, pedestrian. So how does this flow will affect your site? It depends on what kind of development that you want to
Yeah.
propose on that particular site. So for the orange, the third layer, which is the orange, the sketches, I stated the building, which is the boundary of the building, and the black line is the inside of the building. So this is the two space that actually designer can justify how the design affect the site and also the environment.
So it's the parts that you, as an architectural student or an interior design student, is the part that you can control, right? Like your immediate surrounding, your landscaping areas, the interior rooms, right?
Yes, yes, yes. That's why you see when we do the site analysis, we cannot simply say river there, view there, everything there, but at the end, it doesn't relate to. I mean, from the side you can see there's nothing much we can do if we got the data, but from Chinese metaphysics, there is a lot of things we can do. How we utilize the water flow, the traffic flow, and the mountain flow also. Like what I mentioned just now, the mountain also have flow. Because we know that sometimes, like in our secondary school time, we talk about the wind flow. The morning wind flow is from mountain to the sea. Then
Yes.
at night, the wind flow is from sea to the mountain. So
Yeah.
sometimes we need to look about this invincible flow. And in Chinese metaphysics, there's always a quote saying that you are sitting at the mountain facing the sea. It's the best setting. But sometimes it also need to depend on the surrounding, whether you are receiving a good flow or you are actually letting let the flow go out. We have to really to justify. So from this site analysis, the flow is one of the key point that you can justify whether your building, how to design, especially the entrance, especially the facing.
The
This,
windows.
yeah, the building facing, because whatever building you are designing, they always have a front and the back.
Mm.
So the front is at showing the face you are receiving, and the back is where you are showing that how you sit. That is the Chinese metaphysics terms. It actually can improve our architecture and interior design to actually adapt the good flow, enhance the space, and make how to say, to improve it so that the people utilize the space, have a better living. For example, if I propose a condo, people staying there, they are having a better life after 5 years, 10 years. I think people will see that this condo is actually very good. People
Yes,
staying here are very nice. The management is so effective, efficient. Sometimes when you heard this message from some of the property, you have to actually to understand how come some condo they have such a
good
bad.
management committee, good environment, good neighbors.
Yes, sometimes they have a lot of these neighbors, so many complaints, but some places these neighbors so nice. Even a low cost, I also have this experience for my own stay lah. A
Mm-hmm.
low cost or low medium cost, their management is so effective and so nice, keep improving the facility. Even some people come by, you say, "Oh, your low medium cost
It's better
looks,
than their control.
yeah, better their apartment, or some say their condo." So I know what is happening, but I need to, when I need to explain to them, they might not understand. So there is
Mm-hmm.
a reason is proven, and I always discuss with my wife, my family, this condo, why this apartment is getting better. There's a reason. So after, from time to time, it's proven, because people staying there, you cannot lie. They try to maintain it, make it a better one. Even like the pandemic, they have their own spray system. So
Yes.
even the some condo, they don't have this kind of thing. They just only scan and let you go. So it's something you really hard to believe. If only you know what is happening, then you only realize, oh,
Why this
this,
is happening?
yes, that's the reason. Okay, the next one, I'm trying to show you about what I mentioned just now, the direction. So when you have a site analysis, you always look about, okay, the sun comes up from sunrise from east, sunset to
West.
west. Then what is the direction means to you other than sunrise and sunset? How does the north, south, how does the northeast, southeast, and northwest, southwest affected you? Is it any meaning to you?
I think in most students, what they would think about, oh, I would only think about, okay, the sun is rising from the east. I'm gonna put my windows here, so the sun sets here. But they don't think any much deeper than that. It's all very surface level, right? They don't go so far
Yeah,
in like people when they design.
that's why when I have this opportunity to know about Chinese metaphysics, the direction is just not only means how you face it, but they actually got a lot of hidden meanings inside, and how is an impact to your life and to your people staying with you and the surrounding. So what you can see, you see from the arrow that I highlighted is a bigger picture to a smaller picture, even to my proposal, site proposal, and even the unit design itself. From
Mhm.
every point, there is a meaning that what is the direction means towards the location. For example, why I show this site analysis is because of there's one special roundabout here. You can see there's a ring.
Yeah, the one along the left. Yeah.
Yeah, so the ring is actually located at the east and southeast.
Yes.
So and the ring is what we know about the traffic will keep circulate along the roundabout.
Mhm.
So then that means there is a circulation. The roundabout, the flow is keep rounding
Moving.
and rounding, and there is a flow that cater and collect at this roundabout. You imagine because the flow. Imagine you putting a bottle. You try to twist the bottle inside with the water. You can see the flow is focused.
Yes, it's
So it
all
means that
one place. Yes.
when the flow is focused, means that the flow is actually collecting at that roundabout. So what happened when the roundabout is located at the east and southeast? What does it mean?
Mhm.
So there must be a reason behind. And from the design itself to the proposal side, how do I justify the entrance? So why you see the proposal that I'm trying to show here is my entrance is actually enter from north
North is
west,
it? North, yes. Northwest.
northwest, and also from the west. So this entrance from northwest and west, there must be a reason because there is a mountain flow. As you can see from the left Google Earth, there is a mountain there. So there is a flow from the mountain that located at the west and northwest. So I'm trying to adapt the flow. At the same time, I have this collecting flow to the other end. So it's behind the building, and the building is actually like something you are trying to preserve something behind you. So at least you trying to collect the flow and preserve for yourself, which means that the flow you are getting it and you preserve it. That is the something that further and beyond we actually can do and making this location for those people who by staying here have a better living
So
in
it's
terms of
something extra. They get a good space, and then it affects their whole lifestyle as well. Like something intangible for the added value, you
yes,
would say.
yes. That's why people always they don't know only they stay inside only they realize that whether they are good or the other end.
Because
Hopefully,
it's something that they can't hold on to, so they think, like, yeah, this one, never mind lah. But it's actually affects their whole lifestyle, right?
yes. So, and the layout itself, I'm trying to design, keep the balance. Is like always, I'm trying to design that the bathroom not in the center. There is a reason.
Mhm.
Some of the design they put the bathroom in the center of the layout. So what is the impact, and how can we get away from that? So the unit layout also have this impact to the user, and different direction, different impact. That's the thing that I will try to explain further later. So this slide is trying to let you know eight direction actually have further meaning.
So you can't just like whenever you want to place a certain space somewhere, there's something deeper to it rather than you just pop here and there lah.
Yes. So this slide is actually I'm trying to relate about the eight direction and eight qua. So the eight qua is Chinese metaphysics. They are mostly emphasize the fundamental of the qua, and the eight qua it represent eight family members. It represent your health. It represent your wealth, your wisdom, emotion, your supporter, and your reputation, etc. There's a lot of meanings. Even your body parts, even your relationship. There's a lot of things it needs to explain, but today I'm trying to get it simple. The
Mm-hmm.
eight qua is actually same like the eight direction. For example, you can see the eight qua that I'm trying to mention, like the south. So south part is means a person. Who is the person? Is actually means the second daughter. So the southern part is actually means second daughter, and the north is mean the second son. So like what I mentioned, the 8 family members, it represent father's elder son, your second son, and your younger son. And the other 4 person is mother's, your elder daughter, second daughter, and the youngest daughter. So this 8 direction, it represent 8 person. So for this 8 direction, sometimes when you normally if I have a friend or someone feeling not well because I'm trying, and people always have this health problem. The first intention is like they want to see doctors, and when
Yes.
they see doctors, doctors give them medicine, and they seems like no improvement.
Yeah, they don't feel better. Or sometimes you can even go see the doctor and they say, "Oh, nothing's wrong with you. Everything's okay." But you
Yes,
personally feel you know there's something wrong.
yes, and okay, if my friend he is a father,
Mhm.
and he stay in the house. He's the elder age male and also a father. So I always tell them maybe you go to your northwest. Northwest is for father. Is a place represent fathers. So you can go to your northwest to have
Soon, right?
a
Is it
pardon
your southeast? Is it?
northwest.
Oh, northwest. Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
northwest is a location to present father. So
See.
your role in the house, you are the father. Then you go to that particular location to have a look. Maybe there's something wrong there.
Mm-hmm.
And the second part, I will ask him to look at is at the southwest. Southwest is represent your health. Means that the health is like see what kind of your health problem is about. If it relate to your skin, then maybe the southwest impact will be more. Then you have to really to need to do something to take care of your southwest. From that approach, actually I advise my friend. They have this quite positive feedback. They
Oh,
say
okay.
after they get it done, they feel like it's better. Although it's not like after you do it, you get
Straight
cured
away,
immediately.
hundred
Uh,
percent.
because I'm not a god. I'm just a person trying to help that to adjust your environment to improve your physical problem. Like for my mentor, Master Division, he actually helped an old lady.
Okay.
She actually lie on the bed and for quite a long time, a few months, after she adjusts something, a cabinet from a particular location, after 2 days, she can walk already.
Oh, so
So
that's a massive improvement.
yeah, she actually have no other solution to really get it cure, and there's nothing she can do. So
So all
after
and everything
hmm,
couldn't do anything lah for her.
yes, that is the reason I feel like environment actually affect to you and also the people surround you. Even I have this experience. One of my clients, her father have this blood vine issue. She is so worried that the blood vine that her father doing operation might have a side effect.
Mm-hmm.
So after I check whether the location that her father sleep, and I confirm that what is the problem. Even there's a one information I ask. Maybe you will not understand at now lah, but I can mention like we all know about the 12 zodiac animals.
Ah, yes, of course. I think most people
Yeah.
would know what those are.
Yeah. For example, like your zodiac animals represent like last year is rat, this year coming soon is ox, and next year is tiger, afterwards is rabbit.
Yes.
So in this 8 direction, it actually has these 12 zodiac animals represented, and it's called 12 earthly branches. This one I won't explain today because it's a bit more
Complex,
information.
deeper, yeah.
Yeah. So, but from the direction from the house that my client explained to me, I just simply asked her whether your father is it zodiac animal is tiger. She said yes. So
Oh,
one out of 12, the one I mentioned only one time, I get it right because I can see from the plan stated that there is a unfavorable space located at that place, which is also nearby to her father's bedroom. So after I told her that your father zodiac animal is it tiger, she said yes. Then I know what is happening already.
how why it affected him.
Yeah, I mean, I never met her father before. I also never gone through the house. I only based on the sketches that she mentioned. I put the direction on the plan, and I can say that what is wrong and what is the maybe the small little thing that she can do, rather to wait until that how to say the sickness become worse. We don't know.
Yes.
So that's why from this experience I'm facing, I feel that I go in architecture career, there is something we actually can avoid and can adjust as a designer.
Yeah, so
So
that they
what?
have these problems in the first place, they live a very healthy life, a very positive life.
Yes, if we can adjust it, then to get away the sickness, become better, you have less worry, and your life will be more. I mean, happy, motivated. So sometimes these things are you never know. You can help someone, just simply tell them at a certain place that where they are staying to do something only. Then they will
Mm,
feel happy. This is something that we intangible and invincible. We cannot see, and there is no way we can like scientific data to show you. Oh, this is the data proven. Whatever.
it's
This
something
is
you
what.
can hold on to. It's very not it's subjective, intangible. That would be the right word.
Yes, yes. Okay. The next one I'm trying to explain is about the Chinese metaphysics of five elements. Most of us know about five elements. Do you know
Yes.
about it, Andy?
Yeah, the Chinese has like five basic elements, right? Normally,
Yes.
people in Western they have like earth, water, wind. I think earth, water, wind, water. Yeah, about four. But I think Chinese elements they have five compared to the standard four in Western elements last time.
Yeah. So actually, the five elements it represent like fire, wood. Fire, earth, metal, water, and wood. So
Mm-hmm.
these are the main five elements actually in our environment, and it's also in everywhere, even our body. Our body also represent these five elements in Chinese medical, how they study about the Chinese medical to cure people. They also use this five element as a fundamental. So actually, these five elements they have a relationship to each other.
Okay.
From yeah, I think at the right bottom, you can see there is a productive, which means that they are helping each other. So normally, I'm trying to explain a simple way, like fire produce earth.
Mm-hmm.
This explanation it can be explained in a very scientific way, like whatever you burn, it become ash.
Correct.
Whatever you burn, it will become earth. Am I right?
Correct.
So when the next one from earth to metal is actually it grow metal.
Yes.
So
After a
whatever, metal or mineral, it grow in the earth. Am I right?
Yeah, true.
Okay. So from metal to water, okay, this metal to produce water, some people say metal is solid, water is liquid. How you say metal to produce water? Actually, metal is something like mineral. When we look into a very small particle, actually, like what you see, the mineral in the water is part of the metal.
Correct, true.
So something there's a relationship between metal and water. We cannot simply use our eye to explain how it is going to happen to in our eye. It has to, it's underneath the ground, we don't know. And you can see a lot of water, like the well is underground.
Yes.
The water underground. So how come the water is underground but it's not above ground like the sea? And the water underground is actually very good for us to drink.
Yeah, it's
Rather
very
than
mineral, like our mineral water that we usually would have for drink.
yes, the most valuable water is come from underground.
Yes.
Next one, water grow wood. Whatever plants, trees, you need water to grow. Without water, I don't think there's no any wood can grow.
I don't think that's possible.
So the next one, the wood, it will produce fire. So this, I think we know when we want to create fire, we need to find the the wood to light on so that the fire will continue grow. This is a very simple survival way. So this is a productive direction, and from the left, right upper part, there's a weakening. So you see the clockwise is the productive, and the anti-clockwise is the weakening. So I'm trying maybe to explain, for example, like the fire. When you use earth to
You put up the fire, yeah.
put on the fire will just take off.
Die off, yeah.
Yeah. And the wood, when you put the fire on the wood will gone already.
Yes.
And you put a plant on the water will dry. Okay, and the gold or any metal, you put the water on the metal, it will rusted and it will broken. Even they use water to cut the metal. They don't use they don't use blade, they use water. So and the metal, okay, the metal, how to weaken the earth? This part there maybe I cannot explain here because it's a bit complicated.
No, never mind. It's okay.
On the left side, you can see the left side. There's another one is the five element, how they controlling each other. So when you see the relationship, the position still the same, but the direction is facing towards opposite, and you can see there is a star in the middle forming. Actually, is a direction showing that is controlling towards the opposite. The water control fire, the fire control metal, the metal control wood, the wood control earth, and the earth control water. So this one, I won't explain further lah. Okay.
Yeah, it's quite explanatory, I think.
Okay, from the five elements, it also means shapes and colors. So you can see, like the architecture building I'm trying to share here. Some like the metal is actually shaped round, and the color is considered like gold and yellow. Like it's a darker yellow, and the water is blue color. Everybody know, and the form of the water is like a wave. The wood actually the shape itself is rectangular, and the color. Some say they also got brown, but brown will be a very, very light brown because the dark brown, it means earth. Fire, I think fire easy. Red, orange, purple, they are means fires. And the shape is rectangular, not rectangular, sorry, triangle or sharp corner. Earth is a square. So the earth, brown, yellow, mostly are earth. So from the architectural form, you can see at the right bottom, there's a flower like a lotus.
Yes.
So actually this form is like considered a fire. It's a fire form of a building shape. And
okay.
yeah, because it got a sharp shape, and actually flower also means fire elements in the gua. Just now I mentioned pakwa. The pakwa, li gua is fire, and also it means also flowers, beauty. The center one, the Zaha Hadid building, looks like a wave, so it's a water shape. It looks like something like a metal has been melting down, become a liquid form. So it's a water shape.
Okay.
And the left bottom, you can see there's a rounded. Although
Perforation feeling.
yes, is this rounded shape is have a metal shape plus a rectangular earth together, because the whole building looks like a square one, and within the square they create a circular to attract something we don't know lah. Maybe we can further study about this building. So the other two, the one like a round silicon shape, that one is rectangular with some rounded elements, and the other one is look like a blade. Actually, this one has the fire shape also. It looks like a blade. Sometimes when you have this building design, you might have a problem to the surrounding that this blade is pointing to you, and you have this very offensive flow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this one is, just now we talk about shape, and now we talk about colors. Today I'm trying to show this very striking color, red. As you can see, the left, there's a apartment with a red color. Just recently, a story happened in Singapore HDB.
Okay.
So nowadays, you can see a lot of cars, red cars on the road.
Yes.
And even now, Singapore, they have this trend using the red painting. There's a reason happening also. But this one will be another story. And colors also means a lot, especially in design. Normally, we know that the red color, it gives you energy, looks very hot, heat, and also the color represents certain building apartment. Like for example, Bomba, they use red color. Other than that, it's like temple. You seldom see any red color building on the road. And the other one, you can see a rainbow color.
Yes, along the.
Yeah, it's a car park, and there's a kindergarten, and there's a apartment. So when you design, actually for architecture, what I'm trying to deliver the message here is, when you design, we don't design with our ego only. I mean, ego is good, but somehow whether it's appropriate or not, we also need to think about it, because like the red color apartment, people complain the whole building looks like a temple style or very odd looking. Sometimes colors, you try to do something contrast, or you try to do something very futuristic or not. We need to keep the balance. That's why I always have approached the harmony design instead of simply want to get it contrast and attract people. Okay, so this one is about the interior. You can see there's a blue concept and the yellow tone and the red tone and the earth tone. So basically, from these four interior design, you can see there's elements represented. Blue represent water element base, and the yellow tone metal. The red is the fire, and the earth, of course, is for, it looks like earth tone and also wood. So for this color, when you design for your own space, you also need to be carefully choose, because like I mentioned just now, the egg direction, the egg quad,
Well, yes.
they have their own elements. Maybe I can share back. Okay. So what you can see, like the fire is located at the south.
Yes.
So just now I'm sharing that productive. So when you do something productive, you want to do something, what is the element suitable at the south, which is the fire element. From that, you can choose earth. Because earth is fire produced earth.
Yes.
So from this point of view, you can see that if you design earth element on the south zone, it's actually enhance your design element and the, how to say, what we call the chi. The
Okay.
chi at the base, you can feel better. There is a meaning there. If you design a water element at the fire south area, it's actually become controlling at the left corner. You see the water actually control fire. So the space there will become very emotion, because water sometimes in the energy, in the chi form, is represent emotion. If there is a living room there, people at the living room, they won't feel like comfortable. They feel like something like very emotion. They cannot be so patient. They want to maybe a little bit. They also feel like uncomfortable. If you do it like yourself is a bedroom, and you do water design at the southern part, your bedroom, when you sleep, you won't sleep well, because there is energy crashing at that particular space. So you have to do it carefully for your interior design. Otherwise, when you do it simply like that, maybe it will create how to say, opposite effect. That's why colors, actually it will affect people, but it's not only visual. Sometimes the place itself, what is the flow, what is the energy that is going to create, it will affect us. And when we stay at that place in the wrong terms, we might make it worse. So
Make our
this
own
yeah,
more.
yes, this is a very basic and explanation, because there's any others factor to affect it also, because color I can do is simply this explanation. Some people, like I mentioned just now, the 12 zodiac animal, some people, they cannot stay at that room. So with this color, maybe like you are the 12 animal zodiac is a rat. You are not advisable to
Stay
sleep
at
on
a
the
certain
south
kind of group.
Yeah, there's a crashing. If you're sleeping at the south bedroom, you will have a lot of problems. Maybe relation problem, your career problem, and your design. You do it blue design, water design. You even make it worse. We don't know. Yeah, this kind of thing. When I try to advise my client, and they believe and they adapt to it, they're actually giving a very positive
Feedback for
feedback.
you.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Sorry, I think it's almost time for our session. I think we can start winding things down in a few
Yes.
minutes, and we can open up the floor for Q&A. Maybe you can wind up in a few minutes.
I think this is the last page. I'm trying to share with you how's the influence of a Chinese metaphysics. This is the quote that discovered by Master David Xuan, my mentor. Dancing with the flow, voices of the land. So just now I mentioned about flow. I mentioned about voices of the land. The land means that what is the meaning of your surrounding, from the direction, from the qua, from the color. That are the voices. So how you look at the direction, how you adapt the flow, whether you against the flow or you adapt the flow, that is the thing you trying to to get the easier way, or you want to get the hard way. Sometimes, for example, when you know that the water flow from left to right, so do you prefer to walk from left to right, or you prefer to walk from right to left?
Either you go downstream or you go upstream in the water. Yeah.
Yes. So you go upstream, you will feel harder. You follow the stream, you feel easier because it pushes you and you save your energy.
Yeah.
Sometimes this invincible part, we know it's there, but we don't know how to adapt to it, how to adjust ourselves to make it better, so that we actually, we have a better life.
Okay.
Okay, this is all my slide that I'm going to share.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so thank you, Architect Francis. So I think we'll open up the questions to the floor right now. So we'll give it a few minutes to see if we have any questions from the web. So we can just have a short conversation in the meantime. So you've been having positive feedback from your clients, right, about your implementation of this metaphysics in your designs?
Yes.
Okay. So maybe you can give our viewers like a few places where you have design. Is it possible for them so that they can go and maybe they can experience these spaces for themselves?
Okay, in Penang, maybe I can share with you is the commercial that I designed for the the Vietnamese break, something like Subway.
Okay. It's like a fast food kind of thing for.
Yeah, but it's a Vietnamese style, and what they call is the banh mi kitchen. It's located at the Zainal Abidin.
Jalan Zainal Abidin. Okay.
Yeah, then they have run the business 1 year already, and they are actually having a quite good business. They can sell over a few hundred bread per day, and yeah, even at this moment, their sales are good.
Even in our current situation,
yeah, because that one is a very special case. Is when when the client approached me, I'm trying to advise him to actually hack that, and take away all his
all the existing
idea. Yeah, I actually ignore his idea. I tell him that your idea is not work. I'm trying to advise him that you need to do something special, and you need to adapt to your environment outside, whether your counter facing here or facing there, or your staircase. Why your staircase need to hack? I asked him to hack the staircase. Yes, completely. It's a concrete staircase. I asked him to hack, and I actually asked him to install a lightweight so that he can utilize the space. At the same time, he can collect a better flow. Otherwise, the flow he cannot collect it, and he will let it go. Sometimes he will having some problem lah. I cannot tell him what is the problem yet, because actually he doesn't know I know about Chinese metaphysics.
Oh, okay.
Because I am trying to advise him, is help him. He has this passion trying to do this business in Penang, which is I think the first one in Penang. Then he's trying to do a good start. So I see he put a lot of efforts. After that, he approached me he told me one thing. He said, you know, whatever my idea, you just ignore it, but somehow I accept your proposal. You know, yeah, I accept your proposal because you actually convinced me to accept your proposal, and which it will relate to my business, not about the design. It's about my business.
About practicality, about you open up this space here, you can bring more people in. This counter space is much more practical instead of just ideas and ornamentations, things that
Yes,
doesn't affect functionality.
I'm trying about the flow. For example, the counter, where the
Mm-hmm.
counter you want to put at the right hand side or left hand side. I'm trying to tell him, you look at outside, what do you see? You see the visitor come from the left hand is nearer, or come to the from the right hand is nearer. He say right hand is nearer. Then your counter put at the left, facing the right, so people can easily see you and come to your shop. If not, people can't see you. They don't know what are you doing, and even the grill, they are doing the grill. And he asked me where should he put the grill? Whether inside he need to install a exhaust fan. I say you don't
Okay.
put inside. You just put outside. You bring the smell to the people where they are walking around and they can smell it, and you are facing them, they see where you are, and they can come by easily. So this is the design that I'm trying to bring a good business to him and to adapt the flow from the surrounding. So he buy my idea, and luckily he's in good business,
It's
and
good.
I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy with him. Every time I go to the shop, the he feel so positive. Of course, now pandemic, everybody are worried, but he still can sell a few hundreds banh mi bread, which is a very good.
Yeah.
This is one of my design in Penang Island for the commercial. The second one is a bar and bistro. The bar and bistro is located at the Queens Bay. You know the HSBC.
HSBC. Okay. Yes.
Just beside it, they got a Xingfu Tang, the bubble tea. Beside it
Yes.
only, yeah, there's a one bar and bistro. Recently, they are facing the challenge. They squeezed out the space, and I'm trying to redesign the counter and also the space seating. Now they just launched last November. They
Oh, quite.
just they just start back the business November, which they are doing good now. So you can pay a visit there.
Okay.
And another one commercial is a steamboat. It's a
Oh, okay.
spicy steamboat located at Juru Central.
Okay. So it's
Yeah,
in the main.
that one is also I'm trying to advise him, and the client also asked me where he should put the counter. So when you can see, the counter is the place that you receive the payment, you
Yes.
collect your payment. So that is the one of the main thing. Whether you put at the right location or wrong location, it will affect your business.
Yeah. True.
This is the first thing. The second thing is the stove. Stove is the most active space for a restaurant or for a food cafe. Stove is the most active space because every time you cook, you will turn on the fire, keep cooking, and you have all the steam. You need to have the exhaust fan to get away the steam to outside. So this stove is the second most important place among
The whole building. The whole
yes,
space.
yes. So normally when we do design, we have this Chinese metaphysics approach. We actually will have these two fundamental space first. Only we adjust the other.
Okay.
Rest, okay, the rest I think the house, the bungalow house. Maybe I cannot ask you to go because it's a
Yeah,
private.
it's a dwelling. But I
Yeah.
think all the commercial spaces that you mentioned just now is open to the public, right? They can just visit those places and experience the practicality of the Chinese metaphysics on their own.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, I think we don't have any questions on the floor, so I think that will be it for our session today. So once
Yeah.
again, I would like to thank Architect Francis Tang for being available and sharing with us about the whole thing about Chinese metaphysics, because I think it's something new for us and for everyone here today.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so thank you, Architect Francis. So that will be it. So thank you everyone for attending. So hopefully we'll see you guys again during our next sharing session in our design conversation series. Right, bye
Okay, thank
guys.
you. Bye.
Thank you.